Kay, and I have another curriculum review for you today. I'm new to this curriculum review thing, so bear with me and thank you. I've been following Jessica Waldock on the Waldock Way for a while. Everything she does impresses me. I really love her material and her blogs. She also has an only, so that's really exciting to hear from another mom homeschooling an only child. I'm gonna review though the first thing I ever bought from her, which was the Minibeast Unit Study. It's so beautiful. The artwork is beautiful, the drawings are beautiful, and her material is exhaustive. If you've ever watched any of her videos when she releases a new curriculum unit, you will totally agree with me on that. But I'm gonna go through first what I did. So each purchase of her material is a digital download, and it includes, everything's included in that digital download. So you don't really have to print everything like I did. A lot of it you could keep as a digital file on, say, your iPad, and only print the pages for your children that you need them to use, like the coloring pages or the fact pages. And you could do a lot of the reading on your device. I went ahead and printed it because I was actually gonna do it with 3 kids at a time in our home. And we did, I don't know, it was so fun. They each had their own little packet. It was really nice. But here's the list, right? So she goes through all of these different animals that we see so often in our yard. And it was nice to learn about mini beasts, not just insects, because a lot of the creepy crawlies that we like in the yard are not insects. But this is how she does it. There's resources for the entire unit, and she's really big into games and using online resources as well, and reading books, and then activities. She has a lot. So however your kids learn, she's got something for it. I know you can't read that because it's backward, but she has an exhaustive list. And then she has for each, insect, she's gonna have a different set of information for you. So bees and wasps and beetles. How your digital download comes though is, she has the introduction, and then each animal has all of its materials together. So I did something a little weird. I downloaded all the pages, and then I printed off just like a mom book. So this one that I did and had bound, this is the only thing I've ever taken to a print shop. This has all of my information just for me in here to go through and plan what we're gonna do. This whole thing you could keep as digital on your device, like I said, and just pull it up on your device. Click on a link, pull it up on the TV, pull it up on the computer, whatever you want. Then I also printed out the workbook for my daughter. And this is just so incredibly amazing. So it would start out with a lot of information about the animal, and I would read a paragraph, and then if she could read the next paragraph, she would do that. And I would also have her narrate at the end, but there are discussion questions on the bottom for each animal. So again, beetles, there's like a whole page of information and then questions. Okay, then there's the artwork her husband does, which is original, and it's unbelievable. It's so realistic. This is something great for kids to do while they're listening to, if they're not a reader and can help read that information page, or just something that keeps them, interested in the activity if they're a reader. She also has this original artwork for the anatomy of the animals. And then there's some sort of information page after each one. So this is beetle research, and you fill this out. Now, how I did it was, again, I kind of separated some of the pages in the PDF format, and I would let her study, say like the anatomy of the animal, and I gave her some time to look at all of this. And then this is a separate book, and then I would lay it down and she'd have to fill it in. That worked out really well. In the format of the original digital download, those 2 pages are together, so I separated them out. And I also separated out her fun activities at the end for each. So for example, like, for every answer for the anatomy was also an activity, like a maze or a word search. There's a word search. So this was, when we were done with the lesson, they could go check their answers and then they could do the activity. I also would pull some of the books from her book list and then also maybe go to the library and get some books on moths or butterflies or slugs or whatever we were studying that week. And we would look at that, maybe go outside, do a nature study, looking for that animal in particular, or we would actually do it the other way, where we'd go out and do a nature study. And if we saw one of the animals that we hadn't yet covered in the study, then we'd go back inside at the end of our nature walk and learn about that animal more in depth. So this would be an example when we did bees. So then we came back inside and colored it, and we looked up bees in some of our insect books that we had. And then I would read the information about the bee out loud, because again, I have it on my device, even though it's also in her book. And she can listen, she can color, she can read with me, whatever she wants to do. So the artwork is beautiful. Her materials are exhaustive. And like I say, they apply to almost any type of learner. She also had, I believe, at the back, at the very end of every digital download, the answers, for example, the anatomy part. So if you have a child who's not a writer, or they get easily frustrated with their handwriting, or they don't like when they, can spell every word, you can print off that page, cut out the words, and they can glue them and answer those sections there. My daughter was happy to just do the coloring. I'm gonna also do this again in a few more years, where we're gonna work more on the anatomy of the animals. But right now, this was a really good introduction to Minibeast for us, because it had about, I think it was 22 different animals. And so we used that throughout our whole year. We could do one a week. Like I said, do our nature walk or our nature study that week, whichever one she was kind of interested in, or maybe we just came across one that sparked that curiosity. And we did the coloring and read the information out loud, maybe played some games about bugs if we had some in our house, or watched, a Wildcrafts episode about bugs, because Wildcrafts are so great. And then watched some of the YouTube playlists that she had set for the animals here. So book lists, YouTube playlists, and then activities. So if you did this once a week, it would last, almost your entire year. But like I said, we're gonna do it again in a few years, because there is something that appeals to every age. So if you've never checked out the waldockway.com, I highly encourage you to do that. I'll try to link it down below, because she's got material, she's got like studies based around books. She has anatomy, multiple other science curriculums, history. She's got a lot of stuff. So this was the first one we purchased from her, and I really, really have enjoyed it. So I would definitely recommend if your kids like bugs, or you want some gentle science that's led for you, that's not a textbook, and it's more, games and reading and getting out into nature, and then some amazing original artwork from her husband. Again, I'm Kay. If you like homeschool content, you can click like and subscribe down below. I hope to see you soon.